sure?
Whoa.
How do you know for sure?
Jamming
For
that.
sure.
Whoa.
How do you know for sure? How do you ever really know? You're one of us.
Damn good show.
Sure. How do you
Hey.
ever really know?
How do you know?
Oh, yeah, you need a microphone.
You know.
That's not Slayer.
Yeah, it's not Slayer.
It's Snot.
We're here, Gary. Sorry, man.
What's good?
Sorry, man.
How do you ever really
He's
know?
like, are you guys going to be on? Yeah, man.
Are you guys gonna be
We're going to be there.
You're one of us.
For real, we got to call somebody who gives a shit.
You're one of us.
On the gives a shit who calls from.
I think everyone gives a shit.
Right, got my comments on.
There's Gary. I told you we'd be here sooner or later.
Yeah.
Later or
Anyway.
sooner.
Welcome to the Outhouse Podcast,
What it do?
where we talk shit about shit, and we're just annoying enough.
Yo, yo.
And acting all slow and stupid. Anyway, remember, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals on the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the Outhouse Podcast, its affiliates, the guests, or even us. This show is just for entertainment purposes only. That actually did look like it.
Oh. Okay.
It went direct that time.
That was cool. And our normal producer, Will, couldn't make it tonight, so we got the lovely Len in there.
A bit short-staffed,
She's got
so
her
that's
wet
why
shoes on.
we're here early and somehow still late.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? That's how it always works.
I have a weird echo to my. I sound like an alien right now.
See, that happens to me too sometimes.
He looks like an alien.
Hey, I'll be all right with that. I got a song called Alien. It's about being abducted by aliens.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well, we'll have to probe into that sometime.
It's an open discussion.
Yeah.
That's an open, disgusting.
Point.
It's pretty
Well
wild.
taken.
Lost owl.
Lost owl.
Gary said he'll be right back. So will we.
Waddaloo. I don't need
now you
no
get some echo.
instructions to know how to rock.
Now you should have some echo.
Echo.
Go.
Whoa.
Go.
Yeah.
Go. Go.
Yeah.
Go.
There's two of me and Echo. Oh.
Anyway.
Oh. Oh, it is.
Now the other one's gone, right? Now that I put the real one in there.
Yeah.
Let me get
Little
on
bit,
here to
yeah.
this chat, so I have to keep looking over there. Gary said, be right back. I guess I ain't got to keep looking over there anyway. He
Oh
gone.
my gosh.
BRB. That's what I said. We'll be right back, too.
Oh.
Dope.
Barbie.
Gotta turn this volume
Gary
down
never
when
left.
it
He
come
said,
up.
K. He lied. He never left. Nah.
Yes.
How's it going out there in YouTube land? The world.
Alrighty then.
I'm just.
There they come, guys. They're live.
Oh my gosh.
What? Maybe,
I won't be able to stop staring at the screen now.
nah, that couldn't be what it is.
Look, Mom,
Well, you
on
got a
TV.
delay.
No, it just still ain't loud enough for me. I'm deaf, so I got to have it up. Yeah, that's a little better.
His brother's like that on guitars.
Yeah, I know. He's got a, he
Let
was
me
here
just turn this
last
up.
night.
I got this volume pedal. Wow.
He was like, oh, what?
Well, that sounds good. I think I'll leave it there.
I turned down because you said you couldn't hear. I was like, well, I didn't mean all the songs. I meant the one part in the one song. Because then
love
last
Larry.
week,
Don't get me wrong.
last week he turned way down. I'm like, dude, I can't hear you.
I feel like sound leveling, everyone's trying to hear themselves and they're playing so loud they can't hear. Turn it up. Okay, now, wait. Turn mine up. And it just keeps going and going. It's the drum set.
I try
Don't
to catch
forget to
up with the
put your
drums.
thing to all messages.
Yeah, I put it on there. What'd you say?
I said I try to just catch up with the drums. If I can
got
hear
it.
myself with the drums, I'm good. Let's leave it there. And then
The drum set is the main basis for everybody's volume. I feel like
there's no control on that. He's
Yeah.
just gonna play. He's gonna hit it. So blah blah blah. And every drummer's got a different volume.
yeah,
You know.
and it depends on how hard
For
you're going at the time.
Well, most drummers, they know
My boy spanks that
you
kid.
can. That's for sure. The real god of thunder, I would say. That's what I would bill him as. I wish I would have remembered that question
You got.
that I thought of today. It was a good damn question too.
Did you poop?
I did this morning.
That's a good question, right? Did you poop?
I had a good movement this morning. I did.
Turn to the person next to you now and say, "Did you poop?"
It was an explosive experience.
Oh, we're gonna relive that one. All right, I just got here, but I've already heard a little.
I actually almost
Look
had a
into
little
that next.
accident the other day.
Oh,
I'm
let's not
glad
go
I
too
was here
far.
and not at work.
Oh no.
Just don't ever trust a fart. That's all I can say. You get to a certain age, it's like, I thought I was just squeezing a little one out. I was squeezing something out, all right. But I caught myself before
Start leaving
shit got crazy, so to say.
skid marks.
But I went in and used the bathroom and wiped and all that, and did you ever not feel fresh? I had to go take a shower afterwards. I couldn't do it.
It was that
I
bad.
always feel fresh.
I mean,
And I think it's like Canada or somewhere they use like wet wipes to wipe, and they think it's gross that Americans wipe with dry toilet paper.
Absolutely is.
It is, and
I use both. I use the dry shit first, and then the ass wipes after that. I promise you, bro. I went years, and you can use them dry ones till your ass bleeds. And the moment you put on one of them wet wipes, you'll see there's shit on it. So you think you're wiping your ass, you're crazy. You better get you some of them flush wipes.
my
Trying to
buddy's
tell
ex,
you,
I
you
had
had
my
that
buddy,
fresh butt, boy. I like me a fresh butt. I don't know about you, but mine should be fresh.
She was just fancy, but she introduced the
You can
idea
eat
to
off
me.
me, but no, you want to, but you could. It's fresh.
Check, please.
It's nice too, that feeling, because you just never know. You get a white wipe,
Yeah. They're just a little cold to the touch. You got to warm them up a little.
I thought she was just
Hemorrhoids
uppity.
don't like them cold ones.
And then they explained a story to me. I was like, that makes sense, logically. I just didn't think of it before, honestly, because you're not taught that. So it's,
Yeah, you are. You when you're a baby, you get your ass wiped by them all the time. You just grow out of it and think you don't need it.
that's
There's this
true
dude
too,
in the
yeah.
stagehand union always digging in his ass, and that's why, because he don't wipe properly.
Oh,
You see a
man.
person digging in their ass, I promise you that's why. Their ass is itching, they don't wipe properly.
Yeah, I ain't shaking hands with that. He getting there, man.
Well, I've had it where I've used the bathroom, and then an hour later I feel like I need to itch and go in and re-wipe, and
Sure
thank
enough.
God, yeah, exactly.
Dang.
Not that it was like smeared everywhere, but it was just like enough to where it would irritate if you didn't go wipe, or you could be like dude and dig your fingers in your ass and have all them little skid marks in your underwear.
Check, please.
Underneath the fingernails, yummy. So you eat.
Anyway, Pat Shanower of Gas Band, the guitar player, here with us today.
The
Hey.
guitar player.
We do have two, but he's the...
We do have two, and technically Larry is better than I am, but
Technically.
I
Dude, I was telling Tom, I like the way you play guitar because it makes it look fun again. One of
you.
those
It
things
is
that
fun.
you lose from it is the fun, because you're trying to learn so hard and keep up with everyone that it makes it, you kind of lose touch with the fun of it because you're working hard. Man, you're up there.
we
I've never seen stuff like that. It's fluid how you do it. It's dope, man. And I make
am
remarks
having
of
fun. Let me tell you, I'm enjoying every
Oh, my bad, bro.
moment of it.
You know what? That's got a weird angle on that camera. Go back to the Seth camera for me.
As long as I'm on here, I mean, that's about what really counts.
Yeah.
Now, see, there's a horrible angle right there.
You done broke it. There you go. That's better. The toilet.
You
This is
know,
the other guest today. Hey, this is the Outhouse Podcast where we talk shit
About shit.
about shit.
Yeah, that's a little better angle. Now you only got half a toilet behind you, half of the outhouse.
half a load. Since they were already talking shit.
Uh-huh. Man, we got back to the pooping quick, didn't we?
Gary said he
Lordy.
does the same thing. Dude wipes.
Yep. I wouldn't do it without him, man. I'm trying to tell you. Keep your butt fresh. See, we had some people there and he took off. They was like, oh, man, they over there talking about fresh booty.
Fresh food. Where do you get your inspiration from to like throw the guitar around like that? Do you watch somebody do that, or is it just something you do?
It's just in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to do I still like to do it with like the ninja sticks and try to be a ninja. Just spin it around and see like what I can do with it. But I never thought about doing that with. I've done it actually. I should correct myself with a guitar. Didn't go well.
David Lee Roth does that. He used to do it with a sword, and he was on that damn show out there in New York and cracked himself in the face with it.
I'd be worried of
They
that
had to
too.
stop
Yeah.
the show and fix him up and shit. It was funny. He was outdoor. That Jimmy Kimmel, that's what it was. He was on. They was on Jimmy Kimmel Live outside on this. They set up a stage out on the street. He was out there. Pow!
Wow.
Cracked himself with it. I was like, damn, bro. Messed his nose up.
Live too.
I think he broke his nose or something on that deal.
Dang.
It was a good
I'm
thing it wasn't a
assuming-
sword.
He's talking about some of my harmonic squeals because I got a thing where I figure I've got a couple of seconds.
He does some dimes kind of stuff.
I grab that thing and I yank a whole
He
guitar. will
tries
be
to break the
hanging up here
strings,
in the air.
but they won't break.
Oh, yeah,
Trust me, they won't break.
I abuse that whammy bar hard.
That you do.
I had one with a whammy bar, and it
Coffee's
was
done.
nice, but it was rusty. I mean, it wasn't rusty, but it was like hard to adjust. See, I was just telling Tom, whenever I was playing guitar, I had stopped because I thought you had to buy a new
Hey,
guitar to get that tuned setting. I never tuned my guitar. I wasn't into that. Like, I tuned it to key, but not loosened things so it's easier to play, and cleaned it up and stuff like that. So the whammy bar was stiff. I would go to do that. I was afraid of those strings coming snapping, man.
It's funny because before I joined the gas band, I was always dudes in E flat tuning, and we're down in C sharp tuning.
Black Sabbath.
And most people were like, "Oh, we had a couple bass players come over, and one guy, that's so low, I can't even play, man. My things are spaghetti strings. I can't hear. I can't do this. I can't do that." It's amazing how many bands out there today are in that tuning, though. But it's funny.
Yeah, tell that to Geezer Butler.
Well, there's a bunch of bands. Alice in Chains, most of their songs now are in that tuning. There's a bunch of the new Rush songs that are in that. Well, not new, but back when they put their last couple albums out, they had a bunch of songs in that tuning. And
I just like Into the Void, and it was kind of a compromise to where it's like, because I'm tuned too low, and I'm like, I kind of like this song really sounds
I don't.
killer here.
I
saw that. Let's make everybody happy. I'm gonna take Into the Void, and I'll tune to Into the Void. And that's where we're at.
right. And I like it because it's great for my voice. It's perfect, man. And what I was going with that is we've actually influenced people in our outer circle, because now, like, Larry was like at first like, oh man, now he's like, man, I wonder what that song would sound like in our tuning. Wonder what that song would sound like in our tuning. I was like, awesome, they all sound good when you get into that tuning. It's like, shit.
It has its own authentic sound. Like, everybody has their own key and pitch and
Well, our band definitely has its own sound. That's for sure. No matter what we play, it's the gas band playing that song.
Shout out
we
gas
still
band.
do it. We still do it like the original, but we do it like the original, right?
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Bro,
We're not we like this song, but we're not a tribute band.
the
Right.
spot has no
you're
idea
gonna
what's
hear
coming to them.
our
I know
version.
you
They
really
have no
don't.
idea what's coming to them. They're gonna be like when Casey Zans performed, they had one light and better speakers, and everybody was out in the street. So
They're gonna
like
shit
they're
whenever
gonna
we come
shit
pulling up
bricks, bro. Yeah, you're gonna blow the roof off of it.
That's we didn't even say that. Yeah, we got a gig, a long awaited gig that we're gonna do coming up, kids, over there on what is it? What do you say? 636, 638,
Something like that.
638 Garfield. But it's actually the alley behind it, but over there off of between what?
By 7th and
Six-
Garfield and
yeah,
Southwest. You'll
6
know
or
it
7.
because you
You'll
look
hear it.
and everybody's out in the street and the garage door is open and
Yeah.
there's gonna be fucking
It's
tunes.
the alley behind.
Garage door.
I'll be on it.
The garage door?
In the
Yeah.
garage. We're in the garage.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
There you
That's
go, Tom.
perfect.
Yeah. So that way, if the weather decides to be shitty, because I'm going to bring my 2 things,
And they got tents too.
put them over top the mains, and then everything else will be inside. So
Mhm.
you got to worry about the weather. And then I'm actually going to use one of my tents. If he's got one, or we can come up with another one, I want to use one for a dressing room. Because you know me, I'm be costuming out.
Just go behind the
few
garage
songs.
and come back out
Well,
the way it's designed.
It's surely got a man door, right, on the side? I wonder
Yeah,
if it works, because I'll set the tent up right where that man door is.
you could
we
do
can
that.
just go in and out, because I got sides for it.
You just got to tell people not go through that door. There's,
They
this
won't
is-
be, because I'm going to have that blocked off, and I'm bringing my black and blocking off the front. So the only people will be in there is band members or Louie or that.
That's the
Ain't
way to
gonna be
do
else,
it.
Nobody else walking around in there.
This is from Red's Rock and Roll Machine. I just got this text. Doing a Memorial Hall reunion, doing live interviews. Red's Rock and Roll Machine would be honored to have Gas do a set either August 2nd or 9th. Movie cameras, documenting, blah, blah, blah.
I'm down.
Hey,
Okay.
You have to copy that and put it in the group text.
booking gigs live right now. Gary said, "Gas band rocks."
I'm sure everybody read all that. I couldn't even see.
Ha!
That's all right. They
Just
don't
go
really
back,
know what's
screenshot
going
it.
on.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, actually, I was going to grab a picture, and I just happened to get on there. I was like, oh, I got a text message. Okay. And then, yeah, well.
Isn't it funny
We
how
got
the
to get out there
universe
and get
works?
some gigs in, man. We're still
Wow.
partially, well, I'd say we're better than halfway through the recording process now. We're waiting on a little bit of me and a lot of Larry and
Come hear it
a
for
little bit of
yourself.
Pat with some backup vocals, and probably, yeah, Alan does some too. He's got to do. But I got a couple more songs to sing, one more song to play drums, and we're getting close. It's probably better than half, I would say. Oh, here.
I'd like to hear the mix. I haven't heard the updated mix since you played it for me last time.
Well, what makes you so special?
Yeah, I don't have nothing.
I haven't heard the update.
You want to hear it too?
There ain't nothing
See?
updated.
Ah,
Other
Yeah,
than,
we're,
That's why we
we're
haven't
teasing
heard
him,
it.
all right. Yeah.
I'm
That's
just gonna
the
have
mix master.
Yeah, I can mix good, but that's that mastering thing is I'm gonna have to just try to do it myself. Cause dude, apparently, I've had a couple people say, "Yeah, man, yeah," but then no, man, no, what's going on?
I'd come over. I just don't know all the technical. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if
yeah,
I
yeah.
do want a little effects here in this spot or whatever, I don't know how to go in and, you know, just go over and adjust the mixing board, you know, to get a sound or.
Well, I can.
And you know, I've said like I like things a little more dry.
Mm-hmm.
This is all just personal opinion and all that other poop. Tom does an unreal job. I'm talking about we can come in here and throw some stuff down. I go in there and it's just like, wow. You know, wow, that sounds killer.
It sounds good raw, actually. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm complimenting your ass like crazy. I swear, you know. I mean, but he's got. I've been to a couple of different studios and got some friends that have been, blah blah blah, whatever, So, but he does a great job. It's an unreal sound. It's so full and just power. It's
Tom knows what he's doing.
I mean,
man.
it's been a lot to do with years of, trying it. But the biggest thing is having the right microphones and them damn speakers in the control room, dude. You can still kind of do it with some cheap microphones, but by God, when you're in a control room, you need some nice studio monitors, man. That makes all the difference. And then you get it close to that, then of course you got to put it in the car, put it in the, the Walkman and all that other shit.
Yeah, the car test is real. I can't do the car test.
The phone, the car, the MP3 player and the headphones, all that shit.
Dude, the dongle that
Well, you could do it with the phone and the headphones.
It goes from aux to lightning cord. Mine broke, so I can't listen to music in my car.
Man, I got one of those damn things too.
It sucks.
I don't know what I did with it. One of them there old adapters.
They're only $5 at Five Below, but I get that
Gary
when I get
said
that.
he got an 8x10 enclosed tent with windows. If you need to, that'd be great. I'll be in there changing with the windows. Put me clean bottle up in the air.
check, please.
It's like the bathrooms in China that have just glass. You're looking at the public while you're. Hello.
8x10 though, maybe we could put that right in front of the damn garage all the way across or something. I don't know. We might use that, Gary. We'll have to think about that one. See depends on what the day brings us.
It's gonna be
That's
a
for the
show.
Memorial Weekend, and the infamous Craig Reed will be down there. He was in the Leonard Skinner plane crash. We might take a little halfway stop break between our set. He might bullshit. I don't know yet. Was discussing that with Automotive.
Oh wow, he'll be down there at the show possibly.
Who?
Celebrity.
He is coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's what I said. Oh wow. It surprised me, dude. I mean, Craig don't usually go out and do shit, man. But he's, Craig's cool, man. Me and Otto and Craig and all of us go back.
There's some of that. My guitar
Oh, the
just hanging
whammy.
in the air.
Whammy. The whammy. She moved it
There
closer
you
to
go.
your camera.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. See, you're getting the hang of it in there. It's not that hard.
Yeah, we're all.
Yeah.
You get the idea. Yeah. I got a little rubber thing. It was fun. It's funny because we were watching a Rush video, last year or something like that, and I never knew that.
Alex.
Yeah, did that.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw a little rubber thing at the end of his
He's
whammy
like, that's
bar.
like mine was.
Yeah, I thought I was the only person that did that. I got a little thing there so that you can see my pinky finger is hooked on that thing, so my hand doesn't slide off of it, and I can do whatever I want.
It holds on to it.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet, though.
I gotta have my fun, or it just ain't worth doing. And I'm having a lot of fun anymore. You catch me just staring off into space, forgetting what I'm playing, dude.
Man, that's what's called vibing.
Well,
you get in your
sometimes-
element.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do because you're sitting there and you start wondering, and it's just like this part's coming up and it's like, oh, I can't remember it. Do I? And then I gotta as I'm playing, I gotta smack myself and say, you know what? Just shut the up and just play. Oh, okay. Oof.
I
Right
do
through
this
it. Okay.
freestyle. I make a mistake sound great. That's what I do.
Well,
is
that's what
try
you
to-
got to do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's-
How you cover? Yeah.
I
Everybody
read a
makes
quote.
mistakes. Is how you cover it up.
It was like you make yourself such a good artist that it's hard to mess up, and then whenever you're there vibing,
Well,
exactly.
yeah, nobody
catch
catches it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it has to have its moment.
Yeah.
Everything has to have its.
Do you know
moment.
when? Do you know what the people that do catch our mess ups? You know how they usually catch them?
Oh, okay. What?
Because they know me
Mm-hmm.
and they watch my face and they can tell the slightest little thing, and I'm like, my expression.
I know he
just
does that
changed
shit. Sometimes I'll be looking up and I'll be like, oh shit, did I mess up? Be like, damn,
Yeah.
what'd I do? It's like, don't look at me, man.
That is hard to do. I've wrestled with that myself. I'll be in the middle of something, and the face starts going one way when I'm trying to think of, recover.
Gary says the windows close off. Velocity says, yo, Seth, you remember me?
What's up,
Velocity Realm.
That's the guy that was just showing you the diss track.
Oh,
about,
wow, that's funny. Dude,
yeah.
we was just watching your thing. That's
Yeah.
funny. Pretty
That's really
good, though,
good.
for AI.
Told you. Shout out Velocity.
Yeah, why not? Since I'm right there anyway. Yeah, this is actually the.
Oh, is that a basement shot? It looks like it.
So I don't know, but yeah, it's one of the times where strings are flopping on the thing. Yeah, the song, especially "Obsessions of Death." I already know what song I'm doing there because I just sit there and just keep smacking them strings. They're just flopping all over the place. It's a mess, but it sounds cool as
Awesome.
it just growls at you. I mean, it
Gives you that 3.
you say 3?
3.
Free.
Yeah, it's a
For those
Pantera
that know,
thing.
yeah.
I was about to say, yeah. I'll just join in. Join in.
Oh,
Oh,
so
shoot.
that's what Dimebag said.
I'm going to grab some coffee real
If
quick.
you see somebody with a finger in their ear, you say 3. You know why?
Why?
Because there's only 3 fingers.
Ow.
Yeah.
Oh, because you can't hear it?
3.
And the frequency is always real high, so you go 3. Because your ears is ringing.
Yeah.
Because they had this one dude that was hanging around him all the time, always sticking his finger in his ear. And it was always making fun of his ass. He's always itching his ear. I got bad waxy ass ears though too. I gotta do mine every couple days. Damn, I want some coffee too, son. Here, let me go get some. Sit down and start talking so I can go grab some. You want some?
I'm going to
No,
offer to
got your
grab
thing.
you some.
we need to contact like 1 million people right now because I got this cross, Black Sabbath cross, and when I only had one of them, I met Dimebag. First couple of times I'd met him, he's just like, man, go let me have that cross, and I know that Black Sabbath, got him into playing guitar, but I'm like, I only have one. And you don't know what I went through to get this. And one of the things were out of the emergency room, and copy after the concert where I bought this at. Cops pulled us over on a highway. I wasn't driving, and Darren. Yeah. So Darren's driving. The cop looks in and he shines a light in on us, and he hits my face with the light. Blood's coming out of the scar and stuff, and he's like, "Oh my God, you need to get to the hospital."
No, I'm good.
He would look. I was like, "Should we tell him? Let's go." He hits the sirens, floor it. It's like, no, it's just, Anyway, yeah. So I went through a lot to get that cross.
That's delicious.
No.
Damn good.
Wow.
I actually ended up getting another one, and then when I've been blessed to meet Dimebag a few times, and so he's asked me again about the cross. He always brought the cross up, so finally I said, well, I got 2 of them now. Okay, sure. Can't think of anybody else to give one to,
Right.
So yeah, I gave him that, and the next time I saw him. He's telling me, and he don't owe me nothing. That's why I kind of think it was, why would he lie? I mean, you didn't need to say squat, But he, and then he's like, yeah. So I wear that cross all the time. And I was like, yeah, sure you do. It's cool.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. He says, man, there's a lot of pictures of me. I've never seen one picture of him with anything other than the blade. Which is cool. It don't bother me or anything like that, But it's like, and if anybody sees any pictures, with Dimebag wearing a cross.
Did you ever Google that just by chance?
No, I never Googled
I mean,
You should. It's
Yeah,
worth
that.
a shot.
I'm afraid to Google.
Velocity says, thanks, still a fan. He goes, do you know I have a fear about toilets since I gas, kid? Or what's that saying? Quaz? Since I was a kid. It's what he meant to say, but it come out QAS.
Yeah, me
Quaz.
too. Yeah, my dad,
Quaz.
I didn't even do that much. He came home in a bad mood, grabbed me by the back of the head, shoved me in the toilet, and hit the
Whoa,
fan.
not the swirly.
We got dark.
I'm just kidding. My dad, very, very passive. He's never, I don't even know if he's spoken sternly to me. My mom, on the other hand, that woman didn't mess around, boy.
Kick
You
your
did
ass.
not want to piss
Normal
my
mom, huh?
off. Oh,
My mom was the same way. Mean old. Well, she wasn't old.
my mom could be
At the
the
beginning.
nicest, sweetest person in the world.
Right.
Boy, she could also be.
Yeah, you
She
wouldn't
could-
want that
She
on the
could
other
180
side.
whenever
Yeah.
she wanted to.
Yo,
God
boy,
bless her.
I used to fear them people at school when they'd mess with me or my sisters, mostly my sisters. But man, she'd go in there and have words with the principal and everybody else in line. You think they would have learned with me, but they didn't. Oh, you know why? Because my two sisters that lived with me was half, and they was with my stepdad's last name, and it was Philibom and not Dalo. So when they was first coming up through there, they didn't realize. But then when my mom come in for the first time, they was like, "Oh, this crazy lady, we can't be messing with her. Let's keep her out of the office." My sister Angie was a hellion, boy.
There's not a lot of
I don't know
parents that
how
would
she
do
got
that.
away with it. I would have never. My damn sister come home and tripped acid, come straight home laughing in my mom's face, bro. I
Oh,
would have
man.
never.
Yeah, no. I was pretty much
My
the
mom would
goody-goody.
have beat me sideways for some crazy shit like that. I don't know how my sister got away with all the shit she did, cause man,
Yeah, I was a demon from like up till about elementary.
got my
Middle
ass
school, I kind of like did a 180 flip. And until then, though, I'm talked about. Like, my sister would tell stories about how I'd be running through the hall and she'd stick her foot out and trip me. Just like, you know.
now I was quite the sneaky person because I watched my older brother do shit and get in trouble. I'm like, oh, I ain't doing none of that. And then I
I'm
see
glad
my
I didn't see
younger
my
sister.
older brother do shit.
Yeah, right. And then I seen my younger sisters doing shit,
You learn
getting
by
in
watching.
trouble, and I'm
you don't
like,
want
I
that.
don't want no part of any of that shit.
You don't want that, yeah. Man, we had a hockey. It was like a paddle, but it was a toy hockey paddle end of it. You know, like the paddle part.
Mhm.
And we all had our names on it, and that
Sure,
was
one
what
of
was
them
used to
balls
give
and
us
stuff.
ass whoopings. Yeah.
Oh, the old table tennis paddle.
When it was bad, we had to have our pants down. You know, skin to skin. Whew.
Nah, my mom just had a big ass paddle she used to beat us with.
It was yellow, and it was stained. It was old.
Bend over and grab them ankles, boy. She'd light you up.
My mom had a whip,
Oh, what?
9-foot rawhide whip.
Man.
Ain't no way.
I mean, you know, it's not like, you know, we were lined up and chained against the wall and cracked at the end of the whip, you know, but
That's exactly what it was like.
yeah, you know, it wasn't like that, but, you know.
Yeah, we just had a whole toilet conversation there earlier, Velocity. I don't know if you was there or not.
Let me say something.
We don't
you
wanna
know,
go back there
usually
now.
if my
Right.
mom was mad enough to grab the whip,
Just talking about that dirty
we had
bottle.
done something wrong, and my mom, I can't even begin to say all the good things about her, you know, and
It was just
I
the
wouldn't-
clap.
I wouldn't change
gets your
a thing
attention.
about my childhood, not one thing, you know. So I'm
That's
happy.
living in a
No,
blessing,
there's
yeah.
there's no
You know.
horror stories here.
Eddie
No.
Murphy talked about his mom used to throw shoes and shit. My mom would pick up any fucking thing and throw at you.
Yup.
That shit was funny though. He'd be like, his mom's shoes was like boomerangs. Pow! Hit your ass. That's great.
That one guy that does those
F
videos.
around and find out.
He just throws the slipper and he has the camera on top of the slip. Well, the slipper like this
Yeah.
and traveling. Those videos
Some of
are
these guys
funny.
are funny on there.
And he's going. Velocity's going crazy in the comments.
Is he local?
Where you from, Velocity? I have no idea, actually.
What?
Yeah.
He's been in the streams for a minute, like a couple weeks, maybe.
Where are you from, son?
Let us know.
Where do you hail from?
And your name, if you prefer. I know I've asked you, but you know me.
I seen a crazy video today, and all I'm gonna say is, can you be a queen without a king?
What?
Hmm?
What? Can you be a queen without a king?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you meant to say a king without a queen. You flipped it up on me. Either way.
See what
Either
I did there?
Yeah, I mean, you could do either one.
Either way, yeah. It's just,
All right.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Henry VIII? How many times did he say, "Yep, next, next"?
there's that too. I mean, yeah.
I'm done with this wench. She's wore out.
Off with you.
They had a whole conversation on Good Mythical
Send
Morning.
it to the dungeon.
And they were talking about pineapples. The pineapples are a sign of a swinger. So if you're walking around Walmart with a pineapple in your cart and you get the wrong person
Shit.
to get that interpretation, all of a sudden you're a swinger. And this guy was ranting.
That's crazy, 'cause I eat
I'm not a
pineapples
swinger.
all the
I
time."
just like pineapple.
Oh, yeah, I ain't never done no crazy shit like that.
It's hilarious,
The
man.
things you don't need to know about.
Well, I had one in my window as an air freshener, and my ex told me that, and I was like, I'm getting rid of it. Well,
Man,
like,
me from
it
Sri
ruined it
Lanka.
for me.
Look at you.
Sri Lanka, where is that?
It's over yonder.
Over yonder. That's wild, man. That's wild.
Sri Lanka, however you say that.
So English is not your first language, and you still made that incredible AI rap.
Not
You-
Thailand, but
You haven't heard the AI rap of a Velocity. I don't know. It's up to you if you want to pull that up. You can give him that shout out. It's a diss track about me, and it's actually good. Like, it's one of the best ones I've heard. He made it with AI, though. So it's like, of course it's going to be good. It's AI. And so I am kind of planning on going back at him because I'm now versing AI, you know? And it's kind of like human versus AI. It'll be a little play on it. I thought it'd be fun. Shout out Jay Hood
Well, now.
because he'll be
Where is
producing
that?
it.
Oh, it's below India there.
Oh, you're looking for the
Is
location.
that what that? Yeah, right.
yeah.
It's a little island. Okay. Gotcha, bro. Well, thanks for tuning in there.
We did.
He's way off. I was gonna see if he wanted to come to the show. He's like searching on Google. I was already doing that. I looked up and said,
Hey, if you
We
can get the
found you,
plane
man.
ticket, you know, Ohio.
That's
We're
okay.
here.
It was your idea. He's seen it. And he said, you know.
sure. I'd have thought once. But now it's gone. I was thinking of something earlier I was going to say, and then I hate when I do that. I always forget to write it down, call somebody who gives
With
a
a brain
shit.
cell.
Hey, you.
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit?
Earlier before the show, I had called and ordered a new brain.
I wanted you to order pizza, and once you do, orders a new brain.
Yeah, whoops. You could tell I'm new.
And Pat likes pizza with sausage, lots of sausage.
Why you gotta talk
Them ones
about
up
food
here.
right now? It's gonna get me and the
I haven't
viewers
eaten
hungry.
in 3 days, man. Help the kid out. What's that? No.
WhatsApp. Yeah, true. Man, there's this money exchange service I had used on Instagram. I sent somebody $200 for Christmas, and it was a whole ordeal. I never wanted to talk to that dude again, and he stays in contact with me because I cannot delete his requests now. And I'm like, bro, it wasn't supposed to turn into that. I knew the guy for a whole year. It wasn't like I'll just throw you money, you know. I knew
Right.
him. And he got in this really bad accident. I forget what happened to him, but he shouldn't have been alive. I think like a pole went through his eye, like
Ooh,
legit.
that
He
hurt.
sent me videos of him in the hospital, pictures, everything. I've seen him before this. Like he FaceTimed me with this stuff, and he's talking about, oh, I can't work because I'm down and I need food for my family. I'm like, okay, well, I sent him, I think it was $50. And he was like, oh, I appreciate that. I'll afford like 1 bag of rice. I'm like, what are you talking? He's like, it's not a lot, but I'm grateful for it. I'm like, well, I didn't know, like, you know, what's your currency transfer into? I looked it up, found the numbers, don't know what the numbers mean. How much a bag of rice could have costed for those numbers? No idea. So I was like, okay, well, if it wasn't a lot, I got to send him something. So I ended up sending him the 200. And yeah, he was super grateful. He sent me photos back of what he had got. He got some sacks of fucking rice. It was like big. And I'm going to owe quarters to that thing on the end of this. And it was crazy. But then he's been on it after that. And yeah, I've tried to cut connects with him because I'm like, dude, it ain't like that. We ain't best friends now. My pockets ain't open, you know?
Gary says the pineapple only has meaning if you put it on your front porch.
On your front
So
porch.
put your little SpongeBob house on your front porch with a little candle in it.
Well, people are misinterpreting it everywhere then. Everywhere. And it's becoming a thing.
I never had a thought. It's all new to me, you know.
I mean,
like,
I'm learning too.
no, because I'm forgetting the moment I'm walking out the door.
Yeah.
Well, I can't swing because I'm single, so there ain't no swinging that thing.
Same though.
Although I don't know. Nah, I don't think so. I mean, I ain't, you know, if that's your thing, do your thing. I ain't out to judge somebody, but
It has
I
to
don't
be
think I could do that.
with the right people at the right moment, and I would know it if it was. Otherwise,
Man,
it's a no. You
I'd
know
have
what I
to
mean?
be so high, I'd be on a different planet, bro. Man, come on.
Something. If some
I
sort of
don't know,
agreement
man.
would
I
have
don't
had to
know. I don't
happen
know.
to you know, it would have taken a lot.
You have to be on some kind
Wouldn't
of
be
drugs.
an easy, yeah. Some kind of drug, yeah.
But I
One
don't
time
know.
for the one time.
I guess if you're in the moment, maybe, but I don't think so.
You know, I learned from living with a bunch of drug addicts
Maybe.
that one time for the
Never
one
know.
time is not a good. Don't do it. One
You
time
get so
is too
old,
many.
You get to the point where you get to an age where you ain't done some shit. You might be like, I've been looking at them neighbors, girl.
See, I've already made dumb decisions.
There's this cashier down at Walmart. It's like, I don't know.
I can like front flip, and I know I can do it
Yeah,
pretty
man.
good, but I have to like exercise and get
Hey,
into
Nick,
it.
he's front flipping over here.
I was hookah high and drunk at this hookah bar, and there was a semi truck, and I was like, oh, I can for sure front flip off of this and land into the snow. There was one time for the one time I shouldn't have did that. I ate it. That pile of snow was ice.
Mm-hmm.
It was ice, dude. Jason could tell you about that, man.
Gary said that's the invitation to other swingers. And how do you know so much about swallows? Quote from The Holy Grail. Did you ever see that, The Holy Grail? I gotta
gone
ask.
back to it,
I don't
yeah.
have to ask him, but
Yeah.
Monty
Imagine-
Python,
Yeah.
The Holy Grail. It's been a long
Bro,
time.
you gotta watch that shit again. That's funny every time.
Lucky bastard.
Oh shit.
It's funny you say that. My buddy Jason, he actually loves that movie. And the only reason I watch it is because of
That's
him.
good stuff. And then The Life of Brian, that's funny too.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing. Life of Brian.
Oh, that
Lucky
shit is too
bastard.
much.
You ever see Blazing Saddles?
Oh yeah, bro.
Blazing
Come on.
Saddles is my favorite.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
got-
I never even tried it.
of me.
dudes following them with the coconuts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're acting like they're riding horses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Choose wisely.
Oh, that ain't doing it. That was like a thud. I need a ding.
Oh.
That's not a ding either. Ding! Bring out your dead.
Ding.
Bring out your dead.
Ding.
Bring out your dead.
Ding.
They're gonna make a
we
lot
got
of
a song
references
that's got
I'm
that
not
in
gonna
it now.
understand. Well, hey, because I'm illiterate
That
to
song
like music. Period.
where I do the whammy bar and bury the strings, Obsessions of Death.
Yeah.
While the guitars are donuts.
I
He's
got
got
me
this-
bowl.
Yeah.
Ding.
This is my
Bring
story.
out your dead. It's pretty cool.
Okay,
It goes
it's his
with
ball.
it.
It's his story.
But on the real recorded tracks, I actually took from the real clip from the real movie and pitched it down and shit, so we won't get sued and all that.
Oh, you were telling me about that. Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
When
With
he's
that.
going, yeah. Well, that's what I do live. But for the song
I
on the
didn't
recording,
know that.
I actually took the clip from the movie and pitched it down.
I haven't got to hear
Oh.
that yet.
Yeah, and when he's doing all that, what he's and for those of you that know, it's the part where he's going through. Well, y'all shouldn't have to explain to you, but for you that don't know, dude's dragging his cart through town, picking up dead bodies, and bringing this triangle. Ding, bring out your dead. Ding, bring out your dead. And then dude brings out this old guy over his shoulders, and he's like, I'm not dead yet. He's like, I'll pay you to take this guy. And he's like, I'm not dead.
Oh my
And he
goodness.
ends up cracking him on the skull, and he's like, thank you. And he takes him and shit. It's hilarious. That movie is funny as shit, boy.
What movie?
Uh,
Is that Monty Python? Or
yeah,
Oh, okay.
the history of the world, right? Yeah, or no?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Monty Python thing.
Well, I was Bring Out Your Dead. Isn't that Monty Python?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't that in?
I don't know, man.
That might be in that one. I mean, I remember a scene like that you're describing, and I've seen Monty Python, but it's been
That's
a
one
while.
of them ones. It's not.
been a while.
No, that ain't Mel Brooks, is it? No, that's Monty Python, right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
But also, the viewers, that guy, he's never seen these movies probably. So when you're describing, I shouldn't have to see. Yeah, you might wanna. They've never seen it. Have you seen American Pie? Tell me you've seen that. It's because it's got American in the title.
Wow, that was a racist thing to say.
Gary said he's got a
No,
dinger
when you
for
look
me.
it up, when I would look up something in regular search terms, I would have to use something to describe what I'm looking up. And my
Always.
dumb self would use those terms. You know, maybe they would they'd clearly be more educated because they know how to do fancy font and AI. But
I didn't get my switch to go when we go to Al to turn his light on if I mention him, because some of you guys that are just tuning in, that guitar behind us is an actual dude
live.
playing in the other room.
Everyone you see here is a talented musician and artist. Like, you have no idea what you guys are looking at, except for me.
I'm working on it.
And back there, we get that switch. We'll do that
Gotta
whenever
do it.
halftime comes up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
Otto's came over Thursday for band practice, which will probably be tomorrow too. Pull up, y'all. He's gonna start trying to figure out these lights.
Oh, okay.
So,
Bro,
but we're not taking all of them over there to the spot. Just the moving lights and them ones there and a couple other ones. I ain't getting carried away.
if you want to witness this in your face, you should come to rehearsal because it's in your face. And it's dope. Like with everything here, this doesn't all travel wherever they go, you know? It's here.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it stays. So you can only get that experience. But
It's-
yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
because behind the old green screen here, there's drums and lights and all this other stuff.
Yep.
This room is used for like 4 different things. It's crazy.
I don't want to know about the other two.
Right? Right? I was there. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, it's the podcast, Chicken Coop Live, band rehearsal, recording studio.
It's true. It is all the same. When you break it down, yeah. It's way more than that.
It's whatever you want it to be. We haven't done no X-rated videos or nothing yet.
I wasn't a part
If
of
it
that
pays,
yet.
you know, we need to bring an income in here.
Where's the license degree on my
There's
job?
some
It's like
volunteers out there. I'll run the camera because I'm not camera worthy when it comes to them kind of movies. I might, but you know,
Gary says,
takes a certain kind of honky or dude to, you know.
the sheriff is near. He said the sheriff is near. No, the sheriff is near.
The sheriff of Nottingham. I wish I would have remembered that one question.
Oh, Mongo loves Sheriff Bart.
I like how they drove out of the whole set at the end of the movie. They just drive out of it into the city. That was like,
What is it?
Blazing Saddles
Oh.
on that movie. Yeah. That's what I was referencing.
Mm.
The bell kept going off and he couldn't
Oh.
hear what he was saying. The sheriff is ding! And then he
Yeah.
thought it was near. And it wasn't. It wasn't. Go watch the
Hey.
movie to find out what it was.
They rip on everybody.
Yeah, that was like the original South Park stuff. Yeah, man, that's a Mel Brooks movie. That dude don't.
No. Yeah.
One of my favorite Mel Brooks though is Spaceballs. I just love that movie. Ludicrous Speed, go!
That's another one I haven't seen in a while.
Man, that's good stuff. I watched that 1,000,000 times. I just love it.
I watched Austin
Oh, I
Powers.
see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
All
Use
them
the
Austin
Schwartz.
Powers. Man, that's that Mike Myers. Right?
No, that's Mel Brooks.
Well, Mike Myers plays that Darth Vader.
No, that's the little dude from
Second City TV. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
yeah, that dude, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, it's
You're
not the same
thinking
dude.
of
Yeah, that's how far back I go. He started on Second City TV.
who'd you say?
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, Austin Powers is
Yeah.
what you're thinking. Dr. Evil and all that. Well, Mini-Me.
Well, he has that look. I mean,
Uh-huh.
really has that look.
One-
My favorite movie with him in there is Strange Brew.
Mike Myers?
No.
Oh,
the dude
Mel
from,
Brooks?
No,
who the hell are we talking about?
dude we were just talking about.
The Honey I Shrunk the
Honey I
Kids
Shrunk the
guy.
Oh, yeah. He's
Can't
good in that
remember
one.
his name, but
Shout out that guy, whatever
He's
his
been
name
in a
is.
couple movies,
Yeah.
good movies.
He has, yeah.
Hadn't he been in
Ghostbusters.
yeah, that was a good one. And the one where the plant eating people
Oh,
way back.
Little Shop of
yeah, Little
Horrors.
Shop of Horrors way back.
Yeah. And then he had all of those Honey I Shrunk, Honey I Blew Up, Honey I La La La
Yeah.
trilogies of all
franchise.
those. There's a couple I didn't even see because
Me
it
too.
like
Do
6
I
or
hear
7.
a
of
weird
them.
crackling?
I don't know.
Is that owl making? You hear that? Like that fuzzy, weird.
I've heard. I don't know if it
not over
tuned
my
in, but I've
tinnitus.
heard it for a minute. Yeah.
Oh, this PA or my control went out. Good thing out. Oh, that's gonna suck. Why isn't it?
You know, my live stream is on my phone with no real like microphone, and people are just like, "Yep." I go back and watch the replay, and I'm like, I can't even. What am I saying? Like, I got to put on headphones to hear it, and they're tuned in, man. It's insane.
They no longer charging.
If I had a good microphone,
way
I
to
bet
control
I'd probably
nothing.
pick up more people off the internet.
Well, I guess I can't turn owl up for halftime, and because it's almost halftime, and I can't do the halftime thing because I got muted. I don't even know. I believe I did.
Is there anything I can help with?
Halftime.
Oh.
They're running me by the hour. I hope
You
they know
what?
that.
I can control it with my phone. Forgot about that. Let me get in here with my phone.
My phone.
My phone, Mike.
My phone.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, with my phone.
The hell?
Goodbye. I hope to see you again, and I hope y'all have a good night. Hey, we'll be back after the halftime show,
We're not
and you can
there yet.
enjoy the halftime show with the amazing guitars back there. As soon as we get that going for you, you'll see it's
Oh,
live,
shit.
and
I
you can
gotta
play
change
literally
my
any song.
Wi-Fi
ever.
to,
Can he see the screen in the comments? You should be able to see them and take requests. That'd be cool.
You know, it's funny. I forgot I had to go on the Wi-Fi for the soundboard. I know, dude. This thing's
Where's Lucas been at?
stupid. I don't know, man.
Where are you, Lucas?
Lucas Oil.
He'd go back there and jam with Al during the halftime.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Seems nothing of mine wants to work these days.
They have a pill for that.
Is that what it is?
Ha!
Well, peace out, bro. I don't know when he said that because I didn't see when the pop-up velocity was taking off.
That's what I said. It's just halftime. You enjoy the tunes, but hey, we'll be back.
Well, I don't know. I can't seem to get a connection going. Things acting all kind of stupid.
On my end, it says you got 5 people tuned in still.
I guess I had to search first and then... This is weird. Alright, I'm back in there, but I don't, well, now.
We know Gary's there, right?
Is he still there?
We'll see.
Good thing I can control this thing with my phone, though. Forgot about that. But I don't know if I can, okay, where's Al? He's over here. Okay, yeah, I got Al. I wonder why my thing won't charge. It won't take a charge.
Technical difficulties,
my
folks.
normal thing.
We shall return in just a moment. Who is in the... Gary, you still here? Leave a 1 in the comments if you're still here.
Let's see.
And if you're not, that's fine too.
Line.
Velocity says, search me up. Yeah, he didn't go nowhere. Search me up. Search Velocity Realm -W. I wonder if you have a really
shit.
bad lag and you saw
I
that
just
earlier and
closed
now
it
I'm
out,
just now
damn it.
seeing it. We already watched it, but we'll probably watch it off stream if you can see that.
Accidentally closed
I'll
the
be
damn
here.
soundboard off. Trying to get to my damn music.
Trying to get the damn music. Yo, 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 yo.
It's messing with me, guys. It's giving me a hard time. Alright. Let me,
Trying to close the phone. Go to have
He has an
control.
iPhone. You know, like I have problems.
Here we go.
And it's an iPhone.
I gotta keep jumping back to this, to that, to the other.
And we don't want the live to close.
Yeah, good thing I ain't messing with that, huh?
So we can still say hi to folks
Here. Alright.
when we rise to spoke. Cherry, what up, bro?
Who is
Can
it?
y'all see this live chat? Yes, sir. It's Matt Kacheri, Lorena Kacheri. He's also a musician, and he makes music. He's from one of me or Beanzo's lives.
What up? Well, we're about to go take us a little break so we can fill it back up.
You tuned in at
Do
the
all
wrong
those
time.
things.
Get out of here! No,
But
We've still been on.
we'll be right, huh?
we'll be right back.
But we gotta
I didn't
run
say
this
anything,
thing.
man.
Oh, see, that's why I'm.
Thanks for tuning in, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Come back
we should
in
be
like
having a brief
10 minutes.
intermission in our future presentation. We'd like to remind you all there are snacks and light refreshments at the
Snacks.
front bar, hookers and cocaine in the back room. I
Snacks.
know where I'll be. The second half of our program will begin momentarily, a little darker, slightly more sinister. Good times for all. Thank you and good night.
Shit.
All right. So these hookers
Wait,
and
wait, wait,
snacks are where?
Snacks.
Got that. Got there. We're back. There's nobody there, though.
I hear you. Checkity check. Yeah, right, all right. Let me log back into the chat.
Yeah, me too. Gonna do the same thing.
People like to refer to the algorithm as a very blasphemous thing. So you speak it out loud, you never know. We will be doing that on live chat sometime. We'll be talking about somebody who's not in the stream, and all of a sudden they'll be like, hey,
I'm here.
yeah, it's manifestation. So I feel like once you start putting your voice out into the internet, even if no one's there, someone tunes in. It's weird.
Gary's still there. It's not registering. That's weird.
Well, look at that.
Neither am I either, though. Huh. I'm glad somebody's still there. Thank you, Gary. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Gary, you're going to have to come to that show.
I'm
You
still
have to- You
here.
have to be security. Actually, that's a great idea, Gary.
I'm still here, but out of
You
beer.
just stand around and smoke weed and smack people around if they get crazy around our shit.
He said, I'm here and out.
He got that pace. What he be carrying around?
You should come back carrying a fan and have it blowing on
Speaking
his
of,
hair.
turn that one towards me beside you. That's the whole problem.
What?
That fan. He's looking on his phone. What fan? That's my favorite fan. My best fan, I guess. That's good.
You want it on you or both?
That's fine. Both of us. I don't know. Pat probably needs.
Cool you down. That's my biggest fan.
Yeah, mine's too. Them will be taken too to the gig.
I did a video where I had a bunch of little fans, and I was like, guys, I'm here with all my fans.
It's the Saturday the 31st. We're probably gonna go there. I mean, fairly early to set up. I mean, not like in the morning or nothing, but in the mid morning.
It got pushed back. Why did it get pushed back? Do you mind
Because
speaking on
my
it?
brother will be in California.
Oh, okay.
That we didn't know after Otto jumped the gun. He's the one that opened the dam without confirming first. Because them
there
guys
anybody
came
below?
in. I was going to make sure with everybody at band rehearsal, and when everybody came in, Pat was like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "Wait, what?" And then Larry's like, "I can't do that. I'm going to be in California." I'm like, "Shit. Well, that sucks." And then we wasn't going to do Memorial Day, but then we decided to because normally I don't like playing gigs on holidays because everybody's always got something to do. But since it's long enough in advance, we can make that what we're doing. That's something to do.
Yeah. Otto should make it an announcement date. He should shout out Otto, but in my opinion, it would be good.
He is.
That way you just like, hey, let's announce that we're doing this on this day.
He did already, but that's what we was talking about earlier about the pictures or whatever, because he didn't think that was. He thought that he put me with somebody else in this backward superimposed thing, because he was intentionally going to put like people back there, like we was on a big stage, but
So it looked
he
like two
couldn't get-
different shows.
He
Yeah.
couldn't get the AI to work with him. So, and then I was on the opposite side of Pat than what we are on stage, so it confused Pat also. He was like, "Man, that ain't us. It is
Why,
you."
who is that fat guy?
Why, it's you, sir. It's you, sir.
I always offered to do the graphic design for the people down at the spot, and I was hired on the spot to be the Instagram manager.
That's
to
what I'm
create
talking about,
all of
Gary.
the posts
The
and
job.
stuff. And whenever I had split ways with them, I have
Saturday
full
the
ownership
31st.
of their page, entirety of it. I ended up closing it off to the public, I think, because it was still getting followers. And I was like, yeah, this is not my grounds anymore. You know, I don't have permission to it,
Man, I
type
gotta
deal. Because
Close
it's still
this out and come
respect.
back, bro. This thing's so far off.
We might have had
I'm
hard
looking at
times, but
owl
we
and
still
shit.
friends.
I'm not even in. My thing was so lagged
Everyone
behind.
is adjusting.
Yeah.
Off to the left, please.
My phone was so far behind, it was halftime when I was jamming. I'm like, what the? Now it just now went to where me picking the phone up and adjusted it. So now it's only like a 30 seconds behind. It was like 20 minutes.
I can do something and then watch.
Watch it
I gotta
back
keep
and
up
like.
with that
Okay.
chat.
That's what I was saying about Velocity earlier, because he had commented, look up this on YouTube. And like 20 minutes ago, we were having a discussion about, yeah, you could look it up if you want to. That was 20 minutes ago. It just come in randomly 20 minutes later.
Oh, there's somebody else that was in there.
Turbo lag.
Oh, there's Velocity's back. What
He's
up?
back. He's back.
Who is Lorena Catcher?
Lorena Kacheri. That's Matt. Call him Kacheri.
Kacheri.
Yeah.
I said it wrong. My bad. Oh, I see it now. See, my glasses are weird. I didn't see the cherry like that. Nah, I see it. It's got a pair of cherries behind it. Duh.
Shout out Kacheri.
Yeah, just tune in. Thanks for tuning in.
Let everybody in Discord, let everybody in Discord know. The Media Farm
Every
is live.
Wednesday,
Every
8
Wednesday.
p.m. Well,
So it's
8:10 if you're like me
Sounds
and
familiar.
everything's
It's
running
not
late.
like my live
Supposed to be
streams
8
where
o'clock.
I'm supposed to be there and then I'm not. I'm actually here.
Yeah, see.
I'm not here now.
Knock on wood.
And Pat's here. What do you,
I'm not here in the physical.
man, wouldn't it be cool to go to that last Black Sabbath show? I was just looking at some of that lineup, boy. Shit, there's a bunch of good bands playing at that. And they said they'd even announced like all the big artists that are going to be there. They're like probably setting in to do some shit. I don't even know, but no.
I'm in the book, man. I deserve to be there.
Well, write him a letter. Bill Ward's going to be there too, actually.
It doesn't hurt. I mean, things get misplaced
Damn, he said it's
intentionally.
7:04 a.m. He's just getting his day started.
You can find a loophole and you can find who's trying to evade it.
He
My
putting
loophole
on
would be about 20 grand.
Velocity, putting on the wake and bake.
I
No.
mean, but if there's well due respect
Like
to
an hour
rightfully
ago.
owned,
First, you have to leave the wonderful country of Ohio and then travel somewhere else, and you're going to have to pay to stay somewhere.
Who wants to do that?
I know. I hate leaving Ohio.
I hate leaving my house.
I hate coming to your house.
Yeah. Unless it's Thursday.
And then I'm in my zone. I'm happy.
hey, you see Velocity said it's 7:04 a.m. over there.
That's what I said. He's having a wake and bake
Oh, I missed
an
it.
hour ago.
Wow. Oh, yeah. That's insane.
Seth had a night and bake an
Yeah.
hour ago.
Good morning.
I had a shake and bake.
Man, I ain't had that in a while, man. Some shake and bake on some chicken, boy. I think I even got some up there. I'd just be lazy or
They still make that stuff?
maybe. I think I got some kind of shit like that up there. It might not be shake and bake though. You're right. That shit might be gone. But it's hard for me to. I love to cook, man. But
Who knows who
like,
that offended?
You know, back in the day when we would band rehearse on Sundays, I used to cook, man. And we
I
get
missed.
together. I know, man.
Oh my gosh, I missed that.
Me too, man. We get together and I'd throw down every week somebody's different protein. Somebody bring whatever to meat, couple
Man.
sides. Everybody else would bring the sides. I cook that shit up before band practice, man. Shit.
I couldn't bring no brats.
Once or twice a year, man. I can only handle the
yeah.
brats.
In other words, yeah, I couldn't bring any brats.
Pat likes them brats though.
Yeah.
But they are pretty cheap. You can, do some things with them. I do like them. I like to cook them up with some potatoes and onions and peppers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to do that
Fair
more than
food.
anything.
That sounds
Than the regular
really fun.
sandwich, like the Italian sausage sandwich type of shit.
Yeah, with some onions and peppers.
I do like them once in a while. I just can't. I don't know, man.
The only
I'm not a
gathering
big
for
sausage person, even with like sausage gravy and biscuits in the morning and all that. I mean,
oh man, I love.
or even
sausage.
like big sausage patties with your eggs and shit. I'm not really a big fan of that.
Not too much. It has to be the right balance.
Or even the links, man. I you know, they get 3 at a restaurant. I eat 1 and be done. 1 and done, son.
A major difference over here. I don't like bacon.
Pat loves some sausage on his pizza.
What?
I don't like
What?
bacon.
What the? Did you just say?
Pork
I do that
sausage.
through you for a loop. Yeah, I don't like bacon. Yeah.
I like
I have a
bacon.
special toaster just for bacon.
Yeah.
I mean, you lay the bacon over top of it and close it. Zip.
I like it done certain ways, but by itself, like just a flavor, like to mix it, I love it. I like ingredients
keep a can
that
of
mix.
grease to cook with.
I mean, yeah, you can flavor it. Yeah, I like all that. Just the straight actual. I didn't
Get
like
it,
for a long
get him,
time.
get him out of here.
Who
Trust me,
invited this kid?
we would love to visit Sri Lanka, but we some poor ass honkies. We can't even get out of Stark County, let alone out the country.
Facts.
Yeah,
So-
as I was just saying about going to England.
Yeah.
Merry old England. Y'all,
And we do love some nature and some culture. Believe that. That would be great to go to. I'd love to go there and check that out.
The Cash App is open for donations to, for that, though.
Go right there on MediaFarm330.com. There is a donation box right there.
Yeah, you can support.
Leave a little side note saying it's the money for me and Seth to go to Sri Lanka. Pat might want to go too, so you got to donate a little extra.
Leave a comment for what it is, and we'll make it happen.
I'm good all the way as long as we can take planes. I ain't taking no motherfucking boats, man. I'm not.
Well, this plane has to be a direct flight.
I don't even care about all that. I'll jump a couple flights, but
I ain't doing no
I ain't riding on
connector
no boat
flights,
across
man.
no big ass water. Nope. No. I'd rather come down and go and be done. I don't want to be eaten by sharks and the kraken and all that other shit. No.
Yeah. I much prefer a plane over a boat. I couldn't do a boat. I don't even know what
Because
I'd
that'd be my
like
luck.
now.
I'd be on the biggest boat in the ocean and the kraken would come and take that bitch out, boy.
Just a tidal wave, like way larger than the
They'd
boat.
be like, oh, there really is a kraken. Look. Yep, it come get my boat.
Some of them videos on the internet of the
I've been
things
in
that are
planes,
in the
so
ocean.
I'm cool with that.
Wild.
You can't trust anything anymore.
No, not. I mean, we couldn't trust it a while back, but not
Oh,
now.
yeah.
For real. Like,
Yeah.
if you seen something that was real, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it.
I know.
That's what's sad about it. It's like, man.
They got us fooled with that.
He'll be upset. They're going to
Blue
find
shit.
Bigfoot. They're going to have all this footage of it and stuff, and you're like, oh.
They already found him.
What if they tried to debunk all of the paranormal things that people talk about by faking it? What if they did that?
They do.
How
I'm
would any?
quite sure.
Well, like debunking it and giving it as not classified information, like publicizing it, like the real.
Well, like I said, the only way that you're ever going to get any kind of shit out of the government like that is if you have to what's that word I'm looking at? Pardon the government for the lies that they've told us for the last a long time.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. It's a
Because if
long
we
credit
don't pardon
history.
them, they ain't never going to say nothing. And because when they do, we're going to freak out.
Well, I thought they did release some files.
Well,
They
yeah,
did some.
It's like pages and pages and pages of
But
a
where
bunch of
they at?
blacked out shit with a
What are
couple
they
words
about?
here and there is what all that amounts
That's
to.
my question. Like, what are they about? Where are they? Where's this new information? How is that helpful?
I haven't looked for it. So
That's
I
a
can't tell ya.
distraction of some kind. They were like, yeah, we're going to
Well,
do
It's
it.
like the Kennedy files being released. I mean,
There's lots of
don't get
things.
me wrong. I mean, I care. Actually, my mom pulled me out of school. Not pulled me out. But she didn't let me go that day. I wasn't sick or anything.
That was a big
but,
deal, though, man.
Yeah, I was there when watching TV
Kennedy
when
was
Kennedy
a
got shot.
hell of a president.
And yeah, it's he got shot. It's horrible. It's an assassination. There's corruption behind it. No matter what happened or how many people are involved. There's more than one person involved, no matter what happens. I mean, it's just, were there two shooters? He's been dead since
Larry said he stood down there on the grassy knoll and all them little spots, and he was like, for sure, if you watch the video and you're standing there, he was like, there's definitely more than one shooter. Which, obviously.
People aren't talking about the attempted Trump assassination enough, in my opinion. That was a joke. That was a straight joke. That dude was like 100 yards from him sitting on that sloped building. There's a whole crowd of people on this side and a whole crowd of people on this side. In the video, they showed the whole thing. Where would he have got the clearance to go up, to get in the perimeter that far? It's a farmland with nothing else around but those 4 buildings.
Mm-hmm.
People ain't talking about that enough.
Because they were saying that them security women was like DAI, or however they say that, DEI hires or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
That lady couldn't even holster her gun.
Yeah.
Unholster and holster it back. Didn't even know what.
Well, they also had that one that was bending over. They were talked about it right before it happened, like sending the shots through or whatever. There was all
that's
that.
Conspiracy theory. I mean, unless you hear the microphone and you really know, you can't really.
And the people who were actually shot and killed weren't like.
I know there's a lot of people that said that he faked that just for the publicity and shit. But I promise you one thing: ain't no way I'd fake. Like, oh, well, just clip my ear. Well, you got me effed up, bro.
Yeah, how good of a shot are you?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Ain't no way, bro.
No idea.
Way.
You never know. He could have been wearing a plant, like a fake ear, because of publicity,
Peace
and
out.
he lost it in a lawnmower accident
And nobody got shot.
years ago. It could be very theatrical.
Nobody got shot.
But the people who died, they weren't even celebrated.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like
saying.
people were like,
people did get shot.
They were dead. They lost.
Yeah.
And who were those people? They were right there beside the president. They were important, but no one cares. There was like a couple stories about him. One was, I think, a firefighter, something like that. That's it. That's the extent of the knowledge we have on that.
Too much hate.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting. I see a whole lot of it, and I'm sure you guys do. We could talk about that forever, man.
I'll just talk about climate change.
And the flat Earth.
I have bona fide common sense theories on climate change.
Go ahead. Tell them. Tell them about it.
All right. For one thing, you're not going to hear much because I believe, even though I lean to
this way,
my right, yeah, I know there's corruption on both sides. There's good people, there's bad people on both sides. Climate change, I think, is something that everybody's making a buck off of, and they're all making way too much money. Shut your mouth. I mean, whether you believe in it or not, or whatever, I can sit here, like, one of the things that affects the weather, because it affects the airstream, are the mountains, big mountain Andes,
for sure.
You know, the Rockies, you know, and so on, big mountain ranges. If you move them,
I mean, watch the weather and you'll see it.
a lot of times,
They even talk about.
They talk about the weather. They say like,
the
well,
mountains
30
will either
years
hold
ago.
the storm in or make it to where it won't go to the other side or whatever.
Yeah, well, if you shift mountains, because like a lot of times they'll say, well, 30 years ago the weather was doing this, the weather was doing that, well, 30 years ago, because the continents shift 3 inches a year. So 30 years ago you were a yard the other way. So everything's shifted. Everything's shifted. You're changing the airstream. Now the coastline, everything's changed there. Everything is moved.
For sure.
So the Gulf,
Eroded,
I mean,
moved,
the ocean currents of, blah, 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 blah. That's going to affect the weather. There's no disputing that. That will affect the weather. The coastlines and the mountains are going to affect the weather. So yeah, if you're going to move them, 3 feet every 10 years, I mean, you're going to change after 30 years. Yeah, you're changing the weather.
Dramatically,
just from that.
Yeah.
Now, while all this is going on, if you remember 30 years ago, the equator was, well, now the equator is like, you're changing the equator. The Earth's changing its axis just a little bit. Is that going to move the poles? Yeah.
Yeah.
North Pole's going to move. Everything's going to change. There's nothing we can do about it. Nothing.
Watch it go.
I mean, I'm going to keep going here. We want to be on CO2 gases, like I'm into cars, leave my cars alone. I'm all for cleaner air, like a lot of the factories
Well, sure.
that used to spew. I mean, I can
that
remember.
black stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole nother conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But CO2, for one thing.
That's that stuff cows fart out.
Yeah. Our atmosphere is only made of 0.04% CO2.
Hear that?
Okay, 0.04%.
They don't tell you that in the news.
Not even a half of 1% of our atmosphere. And you can Google all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell you that on the news.
When you get down
When they're talking about that ice wall.
to 2.02%, plant life starts to die. So you have to be above 0.02%, and we are at 0.04. So, yeah, there's without question there's pollution. I mean, when you've got to shut down a city so that the Olympics can be held there, so the athletes can breathe. You've got problems. Okay, so
Right.
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying cleaner air shouldn't be, but don't tell me how my Chevelle is causing, And then again, CO2. All right.
You should
There's a 25,000 mile crack in the ocean floor,
Yeah.
Marianas Trench.
which spews CO2 like a mother all day long.
Never stops.
24/7. Yeah, that's right. Because California is sliding in.
Pretty soon they're going to be like, right
Yeah.
down in it.
And take all of its fun people with it.
Yeah.
So
Maniacs out there, boy.
anyway,
My poor nephew out there.
if you want to talk
In
about,
that
if
nonsense.
you really want to talk about CO2, there's a huge source right there. We're not shutting that down.
Not to mention the volcanoes.
It gets
Yeah.
more interesting because have you ever Googled like how dangerous cigarette smoke is from the air that we breathe? The numbers on that are super minimal, like super minimal. The other dangerous chemicals that are in like the cigarette itself aren't listed in that list, but
Right.
that's where it lies in that category.
It's not the tobacco, it's all that other shit.
But then you have to like, where you were saying earlier how the mountains they shift so it moves the current of the weather, and it does like dramatically. Like if you stick a rock in a stream, the waves go like this, and it's no
Right.
longer going like this. By the time it's downstream, it's offshore,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to account for like the government or these built facilities that test on trying to change the weather are messing with it. They're messing with it.
I'm not
And
even.
Yeah, he
done
didn't
yet.
even went there yet.
they enhance it and they
He's just talking about natural things that occur to our planet without nobody even
Yeah.
having to mess with it.
The
It
emissions
does
and
this all
stuff,
on its
yeah.
own.
Do you know what a black hole is?
Mm-hmm.
The black hole is
I like 'em.
a sun that went.
Oh, not that kind. Go ahead.
He-Man. Anyway, is a sun that's went supernova. So that bright thing in the sky that lights us, lights up the world.
That
and
fake
makes it
sun
warm.
them flat earthers always
Yeah.
talking about.
That light bulb in the sky. That's a
That's
sun.
not real.
That's a star.
That's a simulation.
Well, we're here parked. Well, not parked. We're circling around this thing that is slowly going supernova. It's going to turn into a white star, and then it will burn out. And then along the way, it gets hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. And where do you think all that heat and radiation is going? So,
Otto said to me the other day, he was like, well, because I think he was talking to somebody, and they was like, well, how come if the sun is so hot, how come the further you go up in the atmosphere, the colder it gets? I said, because of the atmosphere and because like heat rises and it's, heating everything down here and making it go up. And then by the time it gets up there, it gets cold, which causes it to rain or snow again. It's this thing that happens?
It's because we're spinning.
Right?
When
Yeah.
you go
That would
into
be the explanation, right?
no,
Okay.
it's because you're spinning. You're creating friction. That's heat. And when you go
Well,
off the Earth,
like-
you're no longer spinning. You're in space. Space is freezing.
Well, I'm
There's
not talking
nothing-
about in space. I'm talking about our atmosphere.
That's why you don't
Before
see
you get
light.
to space.
Why you don't see light in space? There's nothing for it to reflect off of. There's a constant like light and moisture. There's
No
things in the-
atmosphere like
Yeah,
ours reflects.
We have
And
an atmosphere where the light reflects and absorbs the heat.
the
And
firmament.
even the ground, like you can go out and the ground is cold and it's been a hot summer day. You go out later in the evening and the ground is warm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the water. You know, the sun warms the water through the day. You know, if you go out and put your hand, it can be nice and.
That's true too. There's nothing to block the reflection of it. That's whatsoever.
But he was like, "Why is it colder when you go up?" I was just like, "I'm assuming because, you know, like I said, heat rises and all that sort of jive."
You're pulling away from the heated object. That's what
But
it
now
is.
ain't it like on the side of the moon that the sun's facing? Ain't it like hot as shit? I don't even know what's the temperature there.
I wouldn't know. That's the dark side of the moon. That Star Wars movie hasn't come out yet.
Well, I know one thing. You know, like what is it? Venus is.
Gary said Antarctica got more ice this year than it has in years. And then he said, "What's the Rush song where he's talking about the uncle's car on the farm? Bread barchetta."
So who's going around with a cup and measuring all this ice?
Ice, baby.
They measure the ice wall
Yeah.
from the water up, because you know water levels out on a flat Earth.
You ever see those giant lands of ice flip over like an iceberg?
Yeah.
Dude, that's wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's like the size of a county.
Right.
Yeah.
It causes
Usually you just
big
see a
ass
little bit on
waves.
top. It's all underneath.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When it flips,
They
all
say
brand-
that only like 10% sticking out
Yeah.
out of it. The rest of it,
All
90% of
underwater.
it's all underwater.
And here's another one. Okay.
Here we go.
I've always wondered about this, and I'm sure somebody will have an explanation. If you have a glass and you throw 5 ice cubes in there, you know, and you put so much water in it, and you let it set, and the ice cubes melt, and they melt, and they melt, where's the level at? Did it go up, or did it stay the same?
It meets in the middle.
It doesn't do shit. It stays right where it's at because it's the volume of what the mass is.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's frozen or if it's not, it's still that mass. There ain't no more liquid once you put the ice in there.
When the liquid is at the very top of the brim of the ice, the part that's sticking out, that doesn't count. That melts down and meets that brim, and it's right there. It's completely level. It's the same volume.
Even though it's sticking out of your cup, though, if you put another ice cube in, it'll overflow, even though it only going to handle so much.
Yeah. If you put too
So
much
what's
in,
sticking out is going to melt and level off,
Yep.
like an ice bug.
Seen plenty of those, and that's why they get away with the medium to large size at fast food
Gary
restaurants.
said 273 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll have to tell Otto that. There's your question. If you're closer to the sun on that respect, then there's no atmosphere. It'll burn your ass.
Apparently, that's pretty hot.
Mm-hmm. And then the dark side of the moon is cold as shit. What's the statistics on that, son? Hurry. Come on. What's the cold side?
All I know is 250,000 miles away and 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. And Neil Armstrong, Ohio.
Why does the
great
moon?
country of Ohio.
Does the moon have weather?
No, you don't have an atmosphere.
Right?
Okay. So like, why?
There's no firmament, man.
Why is that they don't have any weather? I never really thought about that actually, because if you have cold and hot, then you have tornado weather.
But
Cold
you
winds
don't
and-
you don't have anything. There's no
Right.
there's no atmosphere. There's no water.
There's nothing to
and-
mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder.
No
See,
oxygen.
even here, our tides changed because of the moon,
We have
and
the
even
weather
that
because we have
affects
water,
the weather.
isn't it?
What's
What's
that?
that?
We have weather. We have water. That's why we have weather, because we have condensation. There's
Right.
something in the atmosphere. Okay.
There's
That makes
there's
sense.
never no more or no less water on a planet. It's either pouring down rain somewhere and dropping over here, or then
Yeah.
it switches around.
Same thing as the
Ohio.
ice and glass.
Means in Indian, land of the underground river. The great country
We do
of
have
Ohio.
a lot of underground.
Interesting, really.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
along with the salt mines under Lake Erie.
You know, I believe that there's a lot of power within that because it is the power of the world. If you have control over the water, you have control
Oh,
over the world. I was watching the
mean, look-
documentary with the
I was
Niagara
gonna say,
Falls
yeah.
contract.
look at our future. Dune, Mad Max.
Mhm.
Water's
It's
going to be
all about the
important.
water.
Yeah.
And even the Bible
And the
says
spice.
it's all going to be poisoned.
I cut him off. I just stepped all over it.
If
But I'm
you
good
believe
at that.
In that stuff. If you're one to...
I go to
Oh,
the
that's
dams
fine. The rain's
often,
off.
and the security there is so high you can't fly a drone over. You're not allowed. You
Well,
can,
no, 'cause you
but
can-
you're not allowed. Yeah. It's filming government property, and you can
Damn.
see their secrets.
You know, a lot of those places, when you try to fly a drone, it won't go over. It'll send itself back to the home.
That'd be wild.
I was watching some kind of shit where they was down in the Grand Canyon and out in...
Autobots assemble.
Right.
They was out in the desert somewhere. I don't know if it was New Mexico or any of them out there where they got military bases, but they was trying to fly down into this one place, and that drone would stop and would say some weird shit and come back. Dude didn't have no control of it.
That's wild.
It was a. Oh,
I'm
damn!
glad they're
I
not
can't-
talking about pooping again.
No, I don't want to say it was a military place. I can't remember what the hell kind of facility it was, but it would not. It was like a no-fly zone for planes and shit too.
Probably like
You could-
experimental.
But it was out in the
facility.
middle of nowhere, and it was just a bunch of rocks and shit. It was like, oh, that's weird.
Experimental in planes. Let me tell you, there's something I'd really love to know the answer to. The SR-71, the almighty Blackbird.
No weathermen on the moon.
You know, they say
The old
they say
Blackbird.
its speed, its top speed is Mach 3.3. And I remember one story, one pilot was talking about, I think it was when they were flying over Israel and taking pictures, and they said they got a missile lock, and they were approaching, they hadn't got to the target yet, and they got a missile lock on them, and they were already doing Mach 3. And the guy is like, well, we either abort the mission or I throttle up, you know, and blow by, get the pictures, and hopefully outrun the rocket. And so he's like, I shoved the throttle all the way forward. I saw Mach numbers I've never seen before.
Damn.
You don't make a statement like that when you're
Hell no.
when they say officially it only does Mach
Right.
0.3 above. You
Well,
know,
they ain't going to tell you what it really does. They don't want
Right.
nobody else to know.
it's retired.
Oh, they retired that technology?
The Blackbird,
plane.
the SR-71.
Yeah, they confiscated that, buddy. They put that in the
No,
National
it's
Treasury.
retired because they got something that's way faster.
Well, satellites. You don't need to go over
That's
with,
true, right.
you know, and take pictures because you have satellites now. You
Mhm.
just fly out in space, and we have camera technology is where you know you can sit there and, you know,
I asked old boy, I was like, to explain satellites to me, and he's like, oh, well, everything's connected by wires and all this stuff. You know, we got wires that go under the water all the way across to Europe and stuff, right? Yeah, what's that got to do with satellites, though?
SOSA. Is that what he's talking about? SOSA.
I don't know what he was talking about, really.
Oh, SOSA is something, microphones that were placed throughout the ocean
Oh, that.
back in World War
No,
II.
that's not what he was talking about, but yeah, go ahead.
So that America could detect the U-boats.
And everything else.
Yeah.
And believe you me, if they haven't upgraded that technology,
Right.
they know if you fart in the ocean, they know it.
Yeah.
Believe you me.
Right.
Possibilities are endless with the tech they have.
If you watch anything about what's being developed, what's in the works, or whatever.
20 years ago, they was 20 years behind. Now they're probably 100
Yeah.
years behind.
Yeah.
And technology, it gets faster and faster and faster.
You see someone do it on a small scale and you think, oh, they should replicate that. They never do. Well, they did. They just did it over there where you can't see it.
Yeah.
That's
Speaking
why
you can't see, they've got cloaking devices, for
sure.
soldiers and stuff like that. I mean, it makes them totally invisible.
The UFOs are detected through people's stories of get abducted and stuff. Every single story is the stars started moving because all they saw was a reflection because it was camouflaged. When they got and you could imagine that if there's an object.
Yeah.
there's a thing
shiny.
with those though, because there's certain ones of those that are not. They're coming in and out of dimensions, and they come halfway in and halfway out, and that's why you really can't that cloaks them.
Like a ripple.
But they can't be cloaked while they move, I guess is what the deal is. So when they move, that's when you see them.
Okay.
I've seen. I mean, I don't know. I'm not.
Well, even like the
see,
technology
I'm
that
just-
hides our stuff.
This is one of the things that I've seen and what they said about that.
It's a bunch of mini screens all the way on the outside, and then there's cameras
Absolutely.
all the way.
I've been
So
saying that
when
for
you
years.
Look at look at something and it looks
It's taking a
invisible,
picture of
yeah,
what's
it's taking a
behind it.
picture of what's behind it, and that's what you're seeing projected in front of you.
I said that years ago. Why don't they put them on the bottoms of planes? You're flying over.
They do because a
They
lot
now,
of
yeah.
well, this is a long time ago. The heads-up display, a lot of that. Well, I can't remember for sure what helicopter they quit making. Crap. Anyway, that's where they come up with the heads-up display and stuff, and it was set up where when the pilot had this on, if he looked down, he didn't see the floor of the helicopter. He saw
The ground.
the ground.
Or the open air, so to say.
Yeah. So yeah, wherever they look, they don't see where they're at.
They're not seeing the cockpit. They're sitting in the open air in a
Yeah.
chair.
Wicked.
Yeah, like riding a
That'd be
motorcycle
sweet.
with no helmet on. You see
Kind of cool,
everything.
actually.
Yeah.
The simulation
AI
concept
shit.
has been thought up for a while. I recently, a couple of years ago, I saw the very first flex technology with that, and it was on a t-shirt. You could put a TV on a t-shirt that moves like this on fabric. It was then that I was like, okay, well now they can put it on a machine.
You know what's crazy about that? The very, very first time I set up Trans-Siberian Orchestra, instead of having a video wall, they call that a video curtain. It's a big old piece of cloth that's got a bunch of LED lights in it, basically. And it's wild to stand back and watch video on that, and you're like, it's a damn curtain.
Wow.
A big black curtain with a bunch of little, it's crazy.
That would be cool, yeah.
I don't think they might use them in theater now, but now all the rock shows, especially TSO, I quit working for them. Their shit's so ridiculous. It takes almost all day to set them up, and they want a matinee show, so you got to be there at wee hours in the morning to start setting them up. So they're playing, because they do 2-3 shows a day, man. It's crazy as hell. And sell them out. You're talking about it the queue and shit.
Damn. It'd be way more simple to set up a piece of fabric than it would LEDs.
It ain't, well, kind of, but not really. Because them video walls, depending on, they go together and they're like, you snap them together, plug them in.
Oh, yeah, the
and
frame.
as they go up.
Yeah.
Some of them are pretty easy because they just come right out of the cart. You just, and they'll lift it up. Next piece. They do a row, then do the next row, then do the next row. It just keeps lifting. There's a whole bunch of people because when a concert's getting set up, there's a shit ton of people. It ain't just a couple people. There's a lot, man.
Yeah.
They even have more
situation.
when it's over, so they can hurry up and get it done. Because these guys, by the time the show's over and it gets all tore down, And they get on down the road. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and they got to be there at the next venue between 6 and 8 in the morning to start it all over again.
Ain't easy, that's for sure. Hard work there. After you go home, you tired from dancing.
Yeah.
They're doing work. Tearing down the shit. Imagine going home and building your house.
Yeah, it's wild. It's crazy how quick all that comes down, goes back in boxes and back in the truck and down the road, though. You know, everybody's like, oh, that's the union guys. They F around all day long and take their time setting it up. Well, kind of, but not really. It's like you got to take your time setting it up because you got to make sure everything's working, everything's in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
When you're leaving, you can just unplug, throw it in the box, wind it up, gone. You know what I mean? You're not making sure everything's
somewhat,
plugged in and, you know, operating. You're just getting
Yeah.
the hell out of there. There's a big difference.
That is very true, yeah.
Pat loves them pictures, boy.
Yeah. I got to prove where I'm at later.
Oh, yeah.
It takes me about
To himself.
20 minutes or
I
so to like
was there,
set up,
damn it.
and then 5 minutes to tear down. It's just okay. Unplug,
Speaking
throw.
of, it's about that time, I think, anyway, isn't it? What's the blue clock on the wall saying?
I don't know. We've been all over the place.
10:08.
I know it's 10:08, but I think we was 10 after when we got started, so it should be like a couple minutes that the little blue dot time's ticking. You know,
1:59.
I told
like
you, it's
Kmart?
like 1, because it's 10:09, so yeah. And I believe it was 10 after, so
What do you usually go to?
hours, yeah. 'Cause
Look,
I
I've
still
been
gotta-
on here how long, and I'm just now
I
learning
know this
this.
guy.
Hours.
I still got to take Al home and then jump in the truck and try to give me some scrappity doo I think try to make a little couple bucks tonight or something. I don't know. I'm tired, man. I'll tell you that. I've been working day and night for the last few days. Killing me. I might just say to hell with it because I hate leaving money sitting on the road, though, man. I'm freaky like that. I don't like seeing people get my money. Like, hey, that's my money. I don't know. We'll see once we tear all this down. I don't know. I'm tired. I seen a thing that said if you're tired, then just do it tired.
I'm not seeing a damn thing.
That sounds dangerous. I wouldn't do it tired. Yeah,
I think it was more like life itself.
Oh,
I
I'm sitting
get
here
ya.
in my head, I'm going like, well, you know, if she might be pretty good at waking me up.
Do it. Do it.
do it tired. Yeah.
Do it
I
tired,
don't care.
do it
How
yourself.
much do you need tonight?
But special thanks to everybody who tuned in, hung in there all the way, especially Gary. He's always there every week.
Yes, sir. Shout out Gary.
Shout out to Len back there switching them cameras around.
We're gonna have to get you a T-shirt. It says like #1 fan or something
Yeah.
for Gary, for real.
Hopefully Will will be here next week. William.
Shout
Man,
out
I don't
Pat
know.
being on the
Yep,
show,
Pat.
giving
Pull
us
up.
the useful information that's correct.
Go down there
These
On that-
guys.
330 Gas Band on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
We all have Facebooks. Tom Delo, Seth. Seth's got his own YouTube channel.
And I'm.
Yep.
You
What
get that?
Sure,
What
look
he
that
said.
up.
Make sure you write it down.
mate. You hear what he said over there? You don't care. Call somebody. Who gives a shit, right? Then hang up on him.
I get so many friend requests. It's like scammer.
Gary
scammer.
said, of course I love the show. 3X shirt.
Yes.
Oh man, I remember.
Actually, I
used
had
to
to.
have
Actually, Gary had to get his own shirts because I didn't have. We only ordered large and extra large, so he gave me his shirt and I took it in and had him print it up his own with our "Hey Nick"
Oh.
with the Media Farm on the back
Wow.
when I was getting those printed up. But
Think
anyway,
meant to
huh?
be.
Yeah. Thank Pat for sitting in and me.
Much appreciated. Kacheri, Velocity, if y'all are still here, or Double Z,
Yeah.
whoever likes to linger.
And all that.
Much
We'll
love
be
to
back next week. I don't know
Every
who the
Wednesday.
guest is yet. We're
Bobo,
like barely
Sugar
scraping
Booger.
along, trying to figure out who it is every week. Pat said, hell with it. I got better things to do, but
People bail, man. People
know.
suck. It's like, what? I'm so excited to go home and get on my phone.
he's going to go home and do him a live stream
Yeah, I mean,
after a live stream.
There's that.
But he does freaky deaky shit.
Yep. Rated R members only.
I'm just kidding. Go check him out. What is yours? Just Seth, right? On YouTube?
Yeah. Seth
Seth.
8890 or Seth SE88 Ice Cold, Ohio. That's the easiest way to find me.
Seth.
Otherwise,
You got that right.
yeah.
Seth got a song coming out here soon and some albums and shit. Or wait a
Coming
minute.
soon.
Or yeah, what? Oh, I just seen somebody post something.
And I got that show
Oh.
in Akron too.
Yeah.
May 10th. It'll be the last show with Big Buff Records. Unfortunately,
and
but
stuff.
it'll be a happy going. And we're going to rock the house. It's a rock show. So tell your friends, you know. Good reason for your girlfriend to dress up slutty because it's goth night. So there's that.
All right. Well, then, with all that being said, I think we're going to slide out of here. If our producer back there doing them cameras thing could hit that stop streaming, we will see y'all. You got to click that mouse once for it to make it work. We'll be on out. Or will we? Hey, camera lady, can you hit stop streaming? She's like,
that's
"That's
She
okay,
said
so-"
something.
I can't.
Mouse
Oh, you
ain't
got to
working.
click it once.
Click it once.
There you go. Peace out, everybody.